Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. Today we have Salvador Mendes de Almeida, as Sophia was saying, founder and president of Associação Salvador, an organization that aims at promoting social inclusion for physically disabled people and improving their quality of life. Salvador is a true proof of resilience and optimism, and above all, has an impact-driven mentality to help people with a truly inspiring story behind it. And that is why we, as Nova Social Consulting, have decided to invite him as our third speaker. We believe that people like him have a powerful role in society, and so the role of this third edition, the purpose of this third edition of the impACT Stories is to get to know a little bit about Salvador's life and his journey towards impact, inspiring everyone to embrace diversity and inclusion. So Salvador, thank you once again for being here. The stage is all yours.
Thank you, Leonor. Thank you, Sophia. Hello, everyone, and thank you very much for your invitation. So my name is Salvador. I am 39 years old, and I have been quadriplegic since I was 16 due to a motorcycle accident. In my life, I have been developing some strategies to deal with adversity and obstacles that I would like to share with you. But first of all, thank you again, and I want to congratulate Nova for this project, and to invite me also to share my story. And I hope and I believe that my story can be inspiring. Like I said, I am a quadriplegic, so I can only move my arms. I have a belt, so I'm dependent for 90% of activities in my daily life. I have an assistant who helps me during my day to wake up, to drive my car, to go to the bathroom, to dress me. But since my accident, I have to be able to accept the assistance of other people, and I was lucky to have a very good family who had a good support, and who treat me very, very well. So I consider myself a lucky person. I had a normal childhood. My family, as I said, give me a lot of conditions. I was able to study in a private school, to do a lot of sports. I was a rugby player, horse riding competition also. I love to drive my motorcycle. My father gave me a motorcycle when I was 6 years old, so it was normal in my daily life to drive motos in the farms and in the restricted areas, not on the road. But I was very active, and I think the bad things or the accidents only happens to the other people. When I was 16 years old, I think the bad things will only happen to other ones. And during a vacations in the south of Portugal, in Algarve, in 1998, I was on holidays, and I had a very active life. Like I said, I play rugby, I play football in the morning, then on the afternoon, and we went to the beach, then to the night, all day long. And in that night I was very tired, and I was driving my motorcycle, a motorcycle of my sister, who had how do I say, a limited speed, so that she can not run so fast. and my father allowed me to go to the clubs and to the households of my friends during the night in this motorcycle. And in that night I was very tired. I also drink 1 or 2 beers that contribute to my situation, to be more tired. And I sleep on the moto, and I crashed to an outdoor. And I don't remember very well the situation. I just remember of being on the floor, and some friends when they arrive, I was saying, please stretch my legs, and the legs were stretched. So I stroke my spinal cord injury in the cervical zone, and during these times it was very difficult, not only for me, but I don't remember very well the situations, but it was very difficult for my family and for my friends. And I went to the hospital in 𝗏𝗺𝗀𝗀, in Algarve, and then by helicopter to Lisbon, because my situation was very bad. And I didn't, the doctors and my family didn't know if I will be alive. I was in very bad situations, but fortunately, and with the help of all doctors and the help of God, I survived. And after 2 months of big complications, I can start to sit in the bed. I was not how do I say, I didn't have the acknowledgement of my situation. And I remember when my father or when my mother came to the hospital to visit, after a week, I said, oh, we had some vacations planned, so go ahead, and I will go a little days after. I have to do some quick things here on the hospital, but in a days I will be there. So I didn't have the acknowledgement and the perception of nothing. It's only when I went to Spain, in a hospital in Toledo for people with 𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀𝗀 and quadriplegia, and on the first day, in the intensive clinics, I watch around me and I see a lot of people in wheelchairs, people in very bad conditions, and I ask myself what I am doing here. And it was a very intense situations when a doctor that I didn't know him very well came to my room during a night after my mother and my father went out to rest, and the doctor came to my room and said, Salvador, I know your family. I know that you are a lucky person because you have good friends. I've been talking with them. I also talked to your family. They have social conditions to support your situation, but I don't know if you are aware of what you have. So try to move your leg, try to move your arm, try to move your hand, and it was very tough for me. That situations he was very hard in the beginning, because and it was very important. I remember in that night I cry a lot. I think what will be my role in the world, and what I'm going to do in this situation. It was very bad situations, but it was very utile, and it was very important, these situations, because when we are not aware about our situations, we cannot deal it, and we cannot plan what we can do. So in the next morning, with the help of my mother and this doctor that was very close after this talk with me, I focused on the rehabilitation. I only can do these movements, move my neck a little bit with the shoulders. So at the beginning was very tough, and when I leave the hospital in December 1998, I can move a little bit my arms and drive an electric wheelchair. But the first obstacles starts when I arrive in Portugal, and like I said, I have good conditions, social conditions. So my father rent another house with accessibilities and with a bathroom with facilities, so that I can have my conditions. And my focus was to get more movements and more independent as much as I can, and also to try to finish the high school. It was very difficult for me at the beginning, because I went to the school and I was dependent for all the activities. When my friends went to play football, I go with them, but only to watch. When they go to the rugby matches, I was going with them, but only to watch. I have very good friends, and they never abandoned me. So it was common to go to the cinema, to go to went out to dinner, to go to the night. But it was after 2 or 3 years, I think I get more maturity, and I get more maturity of my situation, and I start to ask me, how can I deal with this? How can I be independent? How can I have a work? How can I have a house or do some sports if I am dependent on the others to do small things? So it was a very complicated situation after 2 or 3 years, and I think this challenge and these situations that we don't find very confident, and we don't find we think that we are not resilient, are the situations that we can change. And it was very important, these situations, and being a little bit depressed, because in the beginning it was very difficult for me to share my experience and my thoughts with other persons. So I start to try to meet and to get contact with other people in similar conditions, and how they do it, how they run their lives, how they do sports, how they went to the school, how they do it. And this was very, very important, so I can how do I say, relative my thoughts and my feelings. And it was very important. One of the best things that I have done was a program that I started with a friend, also in wheelchair. We built a program called Accessibilities in Accessibility Talks, and we went to 𝗦𝗁𝗂𝗀𝗀𝘀. It is the main hospital in Portugal with spinal cord injury, and we talk about our situations for all the people who had an accident and are in the beginning. And I talk a little bit my experience when I went to home, what I can do, my difficulties in school, how I deal it, and this situation was very useful for share and to grow a little bit more. And this friendship with other persons was very important, so I can find some strategies and share some opinions to get more information about how can I work in the computer if I don't move my hands or my arms. So today I control the computer with this mouse that I have in my head, as you can see. But in the beginning, it was very, very difficult. So these situations was very, very important. And just let me see. These situations, this program of accessibilities in talks and all the treatments that my father was able to watch around the world and to search for better therapies that I can move my muscles in and my organs in a better situation was very, very important. And after this 3 or 4 years after my accident, my father asked me, Salvador, why don't we create an organization to share this all the knowledge that we have been seeing, and to share some of this information with other persons, because there are a lot of persons, as you know, in the 𝗦𝗁𝗂𝗀𝗀𝘀 that don't have the same opportunities that you have. So and it is very important not only for them, but also for you to have a role on this world, and you can do something that you like, and not only to improve your quality of life, for you to get more sports, for you to get more activities, but also to help the other persons. And the first organization that my father went was the Miami project to cure paralysis, and the American guys have a good energy and a good spirit with all of these conditions, and they have very, very nice accessibilities, especially in Miami for people with disabilities. And one of the first thoughts of my father was, oh, you have to go to live in Miami. And I think, oh, Dad, you are crazy. I have a lot of friends here, my friends, my rugby team. I don't want to go to Miami. I prefer to stay here and to do something here for my country and for others. And that's how we start the Associação Salvador. That we at the beginning we started to promote events for people in similar conditions, to go to a stadium of football, to have a dinner, to go to a concert, to listen to some music, At the beginning, we started with one, 2, 3, or 5 events for a year. I was also finishing my marketing degree, and it was only when I finished the marketing degree that we get the state of a document from the state in Portugal called public utility, so that you can get some support of the companies to support our organization. The help of my father was very useful in the beginning, but we need to have more funds and to have more supporters to do a better job. And that's why that's when we start the Associação Salvador. My first thoughts was I have to be able to get and be surrounded of people with more experience, of people more intelligent, and people that I can learn and how to build this right project. And first of all, I would like to just to ask 𝗦𝘁cie just to pass a quick video that we did, not only to sensibilization, but also to the road safety prevention, and it was very good. This video was very famous at the beginning and helped to the organization have more awareness. 𝗦𝘁cie, I don't know if you can pass.
Yes, of course. Let me know if you can hear it.
In 1998, I never dreamed that a few drinks and some extra miles would sit me in a wheelchair and teach me that some dreams die too soon.
So, thank you, 𝗦𝘁cie. So this video was made to shock, because we in Portugal have one of the highest sinistrality how do I say, sinistralidade rodoviária,
road accident, maybe, I don't know.
yeah. So it was, thank you, Steph. And it was made to create an impact. And the title of the film is Some Dreams Die Too Soon. But what I want to say is that we have always to reinvent our dreams, and everything is possible. So for me, when I was 16 years old, my dream was to be a rugby player, to have a lot of girls, to walk around the world, and to be as like my father, to work on the automobile sector. And I think that would be my happiness. And after my accident, and after 3 or 4 years, I didn't have the certainty of what will be my role, but I know that I have a different way. So as I said before, we found this organization, and we have the opportunity to share and to know a lot of histories of other people in the same condition. And this was amazing for me and helped me not only to be more integrated, but helped me to have a better sense of my life. So when we started, we defined 3 areas of actuations. The first area was acknowledgement, to be more aware about the rights and the situations of every person with disability here in Portugal. Just for you to know, we have about 1 million people in Portugal who have disabilities. It's about 8 or 10% of the population. And we didn't know very well the situation, how they live it, how was the accessibilities, the professional integration to do sports. These things, it was very difficult. So we have another area that we are very focused. It's called integration, and in that area we do a lot of things. We have sports activities, about 10 modalities. We have let me just we have about 180 athletes per year in 11 sport modalities, like sailing, like basketball, like tennis, like yoga, very different things, so that for the people who have disabilities to have a better conditions, not only to move their body, but to contact and to share their experience with other persons. Another projects that we have, and it is very important, it's called events, and we have about 250 participants in 30 events per year. And this is a very tough project, because when we create an event, we have to prepare everything, the accessibilities, the supports, the caregivers for all the people. But it's also very important for sharing experience, and for people can grow and can achieve their goals. It's very important for every person not to be alone, and not to be alone on his thoughts, and not to be alone on his house. And this happens very much here in Portugal, when the people who have disabilities or if a person are in a wheelchair, in the first times, the people get a little bit isolated, and it's normal. But after that period, it's very important to know other realities and other persons in the similar conditions. So we do right now. We have physical support, physiological supports for 1,000 contacts per year. We also do a lot of school awareness campaigns in the schools, like the video that I show. And another thing that we fight, and it's one of the most important things in our mission, is the accessibilities. We have an app that called More Access for Everyone, 𝗫𝗎𝗧𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗀, and this app, it's very, very important, so that everyone can create a reclaim of a restaurant, of a public space that a person who wants to go there but don't have accessibilities. So we create this app so that everyone with disabilities can, in a simple way with a phone, can do a complaint and can signalize the state of this place. So it's my life, as I said, changed a lot, but I also do, besides my work, I do sailing in my own boat with a project in the Associação Salvador organization. Today in the morning I went to the 𝗫𝗺𝗪𝗧 River to do a small tour in my boat, an electric boat that I drive with my hand, and it's amazing with other persons. I am married to a fantastic woman. She is a medical doctor, and I have a very good life. And if you ask me in the beginning, or when I was 16 years old, if I think these things would be possible, I never dreamed it. But I think we have to dream big, but to plan every day, day by day, and to be confident and to be resilient. This is the most important advices that I can share with you. And especially when you become, I know that you are on this great university and you could become marketeers, consultants, entrepreneurs. But the best advice that I can give you is to make a difference in life, and with the persons that you are involved, to make how do I say? Sorry, because my English is a little bit bad, but the best advice is never give up on your dreams, no matter what obstacles that you have. Everything is possible, and be strong and be resilient. And the other advice that I want to tell you, it's you have to always to be surrounded with people with good energy. That was the most important things in my life, to be surrounded with people with positive attitudes, and always to push me forward when I was down, and when I thought that I was not able to do sailing by myself. I was not able to finish my graduation. And I always have the privilege to have friends and to have a family who always support me. And during these days, it was very important to have this kind of people in my side. So thank you very much for your time, and I'm here to try to respond if you have any questions.
Thank you so much, Salvador. Such an inspiring story. Thank you for sharing also your advices. They're really important, all of them. Maybe I can start with one question. So when you decided to create Associação Salvador with your father, did you immediately have the purpose of creating impACT, or was it more like a get-together thing without any purpose at the beginning?
No, the first thought was to create relationship with other persons, and we are not very worried about the impact that we could do or that we should have. It was only because my father, like I said, works in the automobile sector, didn't have the acknowledgement of this the social area, and it was after 3 or 5 years after we create the Associação Salvador organization that we know that if we want to have a good organization with a good purpose and to have a good history, we have to create impACT, and we have to be sharing histories with good impact. Otherwise, we are not. We cannot have good partnerships and the supports of other persons.
Thank you.
I actually also have a, oh, no, go ahead.
I actually also have a question kind of along the lines, obviously, well, thank you first of all for sharing all of this. And then kind of along the lines, obviously social inclusion and bringing people together is such a big part of the work that you do. And I'm kind of wondering, how did that work for you in the past year with COVID and getting people together? So how did that change for you in a way?
That's an important question. Thank you, Lisa. No, fortunately, I have a very creative team, and like I said, we did about 30 events for a year, events in the north, in the south, sports activities, and what we do is we have to reinvent our projects. So we start to create events and museum tours online with one of our team. 2 persons go to the museum and do a walk and to share all the places for all the people. Another example is the sports activities. Our therapists starts to give about 2 or 3 times a week classes in the Zoom, so that every people can get exercise and do some exercise, and especially to have contact with others and doing some jokes with others. So this is very, very important. And also for people with because with the COVID situation, the people get more isolated, and my friend 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏, who is here, create a very good project that we call soul talks with special groups, about 5 or 6 groups, 5 or 6 persons per group, and every person share their experience, how they deal it with the situations, when they wake up, what are their routines, and the people share some experience, and this is very important, so that we cannot be isolated and think, oh, I'm in a bad situation, I cannot deal it, because I'm only thinking on my situations. And when we know other situations, and especially other cases that are in worse conditions and have not have the opportunities that we have, because here in Portugal, the people with disabilities have a lot of expenses, and it's very tough for the family. So it's very important, this sharing knowledge and the rights for the people to get more integrated. So it was very difficult. And another area that we can have a very good result was on professional integration. We have about 14 people in companies that we work with these persons along the year to get more knowledge on the soft skills like Word, Excel, to prepare a CV, to prepare for an interview in a company. And we prepare about 15 people per year, and then we have a very good contact in a lot of companies here in Portugal, and we also, when we try to do the match of the people that we have to try to integrate it in their companies. So this was also and with the online programs, and we have very good results during this pandemic situation.
If I could just add to what Salvador just said, Lisa, the first thing we did when COVID popped out was to immediately call everybody that we've been supporting in the last years to get to know how they were, if they were managing their situation and they were able to be independent and they were safe. And it became clear and almost instantaneously that we would have to do this more often. And so we created a whole project called psychosocial support, which is, so we have a psychologist that gives psychological support, or also we have a lot of volunteers, ambassadors, and people that help us reach out to people. And get to know how they are. And we created this conversations with soul that Salvador talked about, which are therapy groups. And through these therapy groups and also events that we've created, smaller events all over Portugal, presential ones and also online ones, we were able to keep in touch. And mitigate this isolation that all of us went through and still are going through. But for people with disabilities, it's even more present because it has been present in all their lives, even when for us or for people without disability, it wasn't an issue. It was already an issue for them. Yeah, just to add.
Awesome, thank you. I mean, that was such a, you guys went above and beyond with all the measures and from the very get-go, and I think that's super essential to think about stuff from when it started so you can actually build on that and learn from it. So thank you so much for that elaborate answer.
Thank you.
I also have one question. And also thank you very much for telling us your story. It's really different to think about how you need to adapt, and now in COVID you're adapting again to a new situation. It was very inspiring to hear. And I wanted to ask, do you feel that the people who want to help more, Associação Salvador, are the ones that are in closer contact with people with disabilities, or are you also able to reach people that do not have any contact with people with disabilities and are just willing to help or to create impact?
Ok, Okay, Sophia. I think it's more easy and it's more direct for people with who have contact with these kind of situations. Be more awareness and give more support. Always, it's obviously, but fortunately we have good communications, and this that happens to me, a motorcycle accident, being a quadriplegic, could help to anyone. So I think all the population, all the people know that life can change in a second. So and if we are able to have a society more inclusive for all the people, not only for people in wheelchairs, but when we talk about accessibility, it's for everyone who are traveling, who sometimes who break a leg or something. Accessibility is for everyone, and of course the people who have disabilities. For example, if I want to practice an hand bike that I can do with my arms, a special bike with adaptation to my body, it costs about 3,000 euros. And if you want to get a bike, you go to the supermarket, and for 50 or 100 euros you can get. So the adaptive sports and the integration for people with disabilities, it's very, very difficult, and most of the people don't have the social conditions to have an integrated life. So in Associação Salvador, what we try to promote is to give the people these conditions to have sports, to have a job, and to have an active life. That's why we have a good communication, and everyone who is in this room, I ask you to subscribe our newsletter on our website. You could become a volunteer on our activities, in our events. We are in a very good program in Nova, the 𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀 program, and we have a lot of volunteers from Nova. That is very, very nice. And one of the things that we are communication now, it's the part of the ERS that people have to give to the state, but one little bit of part are able to do it to an organization. And if you can write our NIF and you put in your IRS, it is very important, because it's one of the best sponsors that we have. And we have about an activity plan that costs about 1 million euros per year with all these activities, and the fundraising department. It's very important. So if you can share this information of IRS, it's very important for us.
Thank you so much.
May I just ask, is there time?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, thank you very much for your time and your example. It's more a curiosity. Have you ever thought of working with schools with children with disabilities?
Yes. We have a program in schools that we go to the schools with. I go by myself with schools, and we share my history and share some histories about my friends, and also we have a 𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀 paper about accessibilities that we also do in schools, and we also have a mini theater in schools too, for the people get more awareness, and it always have more impact when we do these programs in schools that are people with disabilities. And in that day, the people with disabilities becomes a hero in the school, because it's very important, and all the attention that we do, that everything is possible, and to get more awareness. But we have to do even more work in that area, because the people who are in school and are in university right now are the people who are being tomorrow in the companies and in the States, and if they are awareness about these situations, we have a better society for all of us.
Sorry, I have a last question, maybe regarding what you were saying now. First of all, thanks a lot, Salvador, for this inspiring speech. But my question is, I mean, so the work you've been doing in your organization is mainly like targeting, helping specific people with their problems, or working with companies sometimes and everything else. But my question is, besides these specific cases in which you've helped, do you think the society as a whole has evolved in order to more easily integrate people with disabilities? I don't know if you understand my question. Maybe it's too.
I didn't.
My question is, if you think that the society as a whole is more willing to help people with disabilities, or if this only happens in specific cases or not.
No, I think when I had the accident 20 years ago, the society was never thought about these problems. Right now, I think we have much more concern about this situation, but we are a Latin culture. For example, the parking places for handicapped persons most of the time are abused by people who don't have any kind of disabilities, and we are a Latin culture, so we are a little bit sometimes the politicians give much awareness on these subjects in the campaigns, but when this problem persists for a long time. I give you a very good example. The accessibility law that we have has 20 years, and the problem is not only we don't have a good fiscalization about the places that should be accessible, but also the society are not aware about the problems. I used to try to do some speeches and to get some effort in the architecture university here in Portugal, because most of the architects, when they finish the graduation, they are not very well concerned about the accessibility problems. And when they have to build a place, or have to plan a strategic plan for the city, so most of the times they are not they don't have the special concern about this accessibility problems. But I think we have been more awareness about this situation. I've been able to present a program in the RTP1 in 2001 and 2010 2011 and 2012 and get more awareness about this situation. But the problem is that we, in our daily life, we don't see much of people in wheelchairs doing our activities. So it's a, we have to fight. We have to fight more, even more, and it's a challenge that we have to do.
If I could just add quickly also on what Salvador said, I think it depends on the areas as well, Gonçalo. For example, in the accessibility area, as Salvador was saying, we have a law that is 20 years old, and by now all the places in Portugal should be accessible, otherwise they would get fines or something, but that doesn't happen. Even new places are starting to be built that don't have accessibility, so we have still a long way to go. But for example, in the employment sector, in which we also have a great way to go, but it's being clear for us that companies are creating diversity areas, diversity and inclusion. Companies are reaching out to us and saying they want to hire people with disability, and it's not just because of the quota law that came out. We believe it's we want to believe it's also a strong will that companies have, and some of them we know for sure. But there's still a long way to go. What we are trying to do, besides being the ones that promote awareness alongside with other organizations, I see here, for example, Joe runs an autism organization and also doing a great job. But besides being the organizations that lead this way, we want to empower people to also lead, to also fight for their rights, to also be autonomous, to show themselves. And what we did, for example, with the Mais Acesso para Todos app, was to empower people and give them the power to make complaints, official complaints. Because I'm sorry, I'm taking a bit of time, but just for you to understand. Before we went to Instituto Nacional de Reabilitação, which is one of the institutes that has the responsibility to implement this accessibility law. And they would say, no, it's not a problem because we don't have any complaints. We just have 20, 30, 40 complaints. And we say, oh, okay, the problem is that you don't receive enough complaints. Okay, so we've came up with an idea, not only to map the accessible places, but also to make formal complaints. And now they talk about Associação Salvador in every conference saying, we are flooded with complaints. But at least now they know the problem is real. Before they did as well. But now they are forced to act on it. So there's still a long way, but I think things are finally taking momentum. So they are starting and now being even more fast with the changes.
Thank you.
Well, I guess if anyone has questions, we can obviously also. Joe, do you want to add something?
Yeah, I don't want to ask a question. I just admire Associação Salvador, their incredible work and their persistence in being everywhere. I know how tough it is. So that's why I think I can really say I really admire what you guys are doing. It's going against all the winds and the current and everything, but you guys you're making your way through, and that is absolutely amazing and so inspiring. I haven't had the chance to speak with Salvador yet, but we will for sure set up a meeting so we can exchange ideas and brainstorm of how we can make this place better for everybody, be it autism or in a wheelchair, quadriplegic or cerebral palsy, whatever. Let's help the world understand we are all human beings. We just have different behaviors and different conditions from how our body works. And that's the only thing. And we all have feelings. We're human beings, and everybody wants to just feel part of this beautiful journey. It's not so long, so we must make the best out of it. And I just wanted to say, I really admire what you guys do. It's so inspiring. And also Nova, you know, you kids are beautiful also, but Salvador and Associação Salvador have been working at it a little bit longer, and they're gonna need young, beautiful people like you guys to keep thriving.
Thank you, Joe. That's very good to hear you. And of course, we have to talk more.
Yes, I completely agree with Joe. Thank you so much for doing what you do, and Joe too. Both your organizations are so inspiring. Thank you so much for that. Well, I guess this is it for this session. Thank you so much for being here, Salvador and 𝗏𝗫 also. In case anyone has any questions, do not hesitate to ask us. And yes, we'll see each other 2 weeks from now for the next impACT stories. And we'll release the speaker really soon. So hope to see you there.